Lhagic, Asafo in the house online. Live stream PSN, Friday nights, 12 in the A&M. Beginner news, trending news and interviews. You ain't non-GMO, ain't been approved. Just hit that like button and subscribe to it. Rap gamers, all our viewers vibe to it. Rap gamers, we gon' put the MC back and get it XP. Rap gamers.
What's going on, everybody? It's your host, Lhagic. Welcome back to Rap Gamers. AsafoDigital presents. We're here right now at Sorgatron Media Studios, about to get it in with one of my spectacular favorite MCs out of the city of Pittsburgh. An artist that has a lot on his mind, and I feel that it's best we let the truth be told. And the artist's name is Truth Be Told. Introduce him. What's going on, fam? How you living, man?
Thanks for having me.
That's what's up, man. I'm glad to have you, man.
Glad to be here.
Oh, that's what's up. So we're going to get into some of this Ep.5 tonight. You know, for those who may be familiar, those who aren't familiar, there's a lot of new things going on. You know, highest selling video game of all time, very successful. You know, a lot of things going on, open world game, pretty fly. But, you know, let's get more into our artist right here while we play the game and see where his mind is at, because he is a gamer. He is a gamer. He's pretty decent at this game. I've been watching him play for a little while. So,
Yeah, I just got murked.
how long you been playing, and like what type of games you play? Like,
oh man, I started off playing like Nintendo and all that. You know, back in
that's what it do. Shout out Nintendo.
Back in the day, yeah, man, the classics, Super Mario, Mike Tyson's Punch Out. You know, nowadays, man, I like shooters. I like the shooting games.
Like Call of Duty.
For real, to keep it 100 with you, man. Like I stay on GTA. I mean, I do a couple. You know, I might play a couple other games with my son, but this is my wheelhouse right here.
That's what's up, man. I rock with GTA like that too. It's a pretty fly game. You know, especially when between games, it gives me something to relax with. Yeah. You know, I'm like, I don't know what I want to play. I'm gonna jump on the GTA. Boom.
What I love about it is they're constantly, you know, downloading new content. It's one of them games where you're never gonna be bored. You know, if you enjoy this, you know, the missions and all that good stuff, then you're never gonna be bored. Most recently, they released that Doomsday.
Yeah, the Doomsday Heist.
Yeah.
How's that? You've played that?
Yeah, man. It's hard.
That's what's up, man.
Tough. It's real tough.
Like how tough? It's harder than anything that's been in this game.
It's probably the hardest DLC so far. I mean, I think so. I think it is.
Oh, that's
let me see. You don't have.
So what's the hardest DLC round that you got, brother? You know, as far as your music is concerned, like, how do you feel about MCing? Are you like the battle artist? Are you
definitely not a battle artist,
okay,
man. I mean, I'm more of a poet that kind of, you know, I put my poetry to music. I've never actually. I mean, back in the day, like, you know, playing around at the parties and stuff, I would get invited to parties to battle rap people and to rip on people. So
that's dope.
They had a lot of ignorant like stuff to say when battling was just, you know.
Who inspired you to want to get into your rhyme thing?
Oh man, I mean, I'm talking like the originators, man, like the ones that paved the way. I mean, I started off listening to like Dougie Fresh and
okay. Yeah, Dougie Fresh. Know, shout out to Dougie Fresh.
Absolutely.
You know, the human beatbox. You know what it is. Yeah,
I mean, you know, Run DMC. Yeah. And then but probably my biggest influences probably happened around the, you know, the gangster rap era, man. You know, when I was, it's funny, like I can sit here and listen to music from like 1993 and I remember all the lyrics, you know, and it's crazy because like there was a lot of, I think like we were having a discussion the other day, man, I think a lot of that, there was some mind control in that. You know,
right, true story.
It definitely was like the content that we were absorbing. Like I'm a big believer in energy, and the energy that we were absorbing through that music, talking about murdering and killing and all that stuff. Like while it didn't manifest in my life, it's to me committing a murder. It's still I was absorbing it in some way, shape, or form, and the fact that I still remember them lyrics to this day, I can get on stage and forget a song that I wrote. I could forget bars that I wrote, but you put on some Spice One, and I know the record from beginning to end. You know,
true story.
Deep stuff.
And, you know, it was really like hypnosis. It was like, it was so repetitive that it got implanted inside of our minds. And so a lot of those things, we live by it without even knowing it. It becomes our theme song because we end up singing the lyrics without even trying. We in the house doing something and we singing those lyrics that are so memorable.
And the crazy, but it's like, and what they were saying, man, like, you know, some of it was really, it was some pretty deep stuff, man. Like, I mean, I used to listen to, you know, like Brother Lynch, Gangster Nip. That was on some next level, like, savagery.
Right.
You know, the stuff, the content, the things that they were
similar to some of
they were covering. You know?
Some of the savagery that we have going on today, just in a different form. Absolutely. It's like it seems that like the intelligence quotient that we attack the record with that information is different now.
Yeah.
You know, we might have been more articulate with the BS. You know, we were out there talking about doing all of these gang activities, being active in that lifestyle, but we were articulating it at a higher level in the past. Now when you look at it, and it's not that any of those levels are the levels that we should be at. Right. Because as artists, you know, we should know how to create things that make us feel good, have fun. And not only that, things that will make us cry poetically, things that are deep, that push the culture forward, that won't make our, you know, the next artists that come up be inspired by, you know, people that are not really striving to be complete beings.
Right.
You know
exactly. And that's what I was trying to do with my first album. When I dropped We Know Better, I wanted to, I kind of wanted to touch on a lot of the topics that I felt that artists were afraid to touch on. You know, one of them being, you know, love, man. So there's not enough love.
We need a lot, especially black love. It's missing
in our music. Period.
True.
You know, I made sure that I wrote it as if it were my last will and testament.
Okay.
And I left songs and messages for my children as well, each and every one of them. And you know, like I have a song called "Little Soldier" that I wrote for my son, and it reads like a letter. You know, and
do you know any of it that you can?
Give
us a couple of lyrics from it.
Yeah, like I said, "You're the apple of my eye, a reflection of my innocence, your beautiful mind." Ooh, shit! See, talking about forgetting my lyrics, man.
It's okay. It's okay. It happens to artists a lot of times, but you know, we'll get back into that. Why don't we just jump into one of your records?
Yeah, that sounds good. Look, let me see what y'all gonna play first.
Let's play this record called "6 Carry the Body."
That's a good one. That's a good one.
That'll be a great conversation piece right there.
Yeah, it definitely will.
So, this is Truth Be Told. 6 Carry the Body. I hope y'all ready. Let's see what this brother got and what type of artistry he's bringing to the world, to the forefront. All right, y'all. Make sure y'all hit that like button and subscribe. AsafoDigital, Black Gamers Matter. You know what it is. Yeah, Rap Gamers.
2 on my timeline, 2 in my city, 400 years, 6 carry the body, 8 shots in the clip, 10 seconds to live, 12 out a minute sit, 0 fucks to give, 2 cops, 1 man, 3 shots rang out, 2 different angles, 1 female shouts, 300,000 shares in 15 minutes, 1 black father dead, 3 fatherless children, green paper runs the world, black overseers in the White House, witnessing the rise of the South. Black blood on the pavement, compliments of the system. White folks avoiding the topic of racism. No justice, no peace for the melanated citizens. Civil rights movement prove that we're denizens. Menaces to society, policing our community. Everybody woke now, but yet there's still no unity. I'm far from being militant, but fuck white America. You wanna make it great again and kill yourself, you set it up. Product of oppression, discrimination, and hatred. Culture vultures everywhere, all across the nation. Use a nigga with an R, like nigga what the fuck. I understand you motherfuckers, but that's just not what's up. You can imitate a gangster, but that won't get you stripes. Plus you got Miranda rights, so they ain't coming for your life. You scared to walk around at night, I'm cautious round the clock. Cause on top of crooked cops, I got some killers on my block too. On my timeline,
2 in my city, 400 years, 6 carry the body, 8 shots in the clip, 10 seconds to live, 12 found them innocent, 0 fucks to give, 2 cops, 1 man, 3 shots rang out, 2 different angles, 1 female shouts, 300,000 shares in 15 minutes, 1 black father dead, 3 fatherless children, hey yo, they vomit down the entrance, cause the camel's back is broken, so many mixed emotions behind the bacon and smoking, you provoking with your lack of acknowledgement of the problem, you busy saying all lives matter, so now we mob it, sights on the target, aiming for the ears and the snout, that way the pigs ain't squeal when he off them, this for Malcolm and Martin, in every single coffin, we sick of singing Kumbaya, praying and marching, opportunity knocking, we getting out of pocket, y'all never listen up when we speak, so no one's talking, for every false charge ever filed on a brother, for every single one of you, racist motherfuckers, for Michael, for Sandra, for Eric and Tamir, for Black America, the revolution is here, 2 on my timeline, 2 in my city, 400 years, 6 carry the body, 8 shots in the clip, 10 seconds to live, 12 found them innocent, 0 fucks to give, 2 cops, 1 man, 3 shots rang out, 2 different angles, 1 female shouts, 300,000 shares in 15 minutes, 1 black father dead, 6 fatherless children.
Yeah. True story. Truth be told. Truth be told. That's no lie right there.
Yeah, that joint, man.
That's hot, man.
That song, I wrote that after I watched the Philandro Castile video.
Okay.
And
so that being a real situation that a lot of our people are facing, what type of solution do you think what type of solutions would you provide? We know the problem.
First and foremost, I personally think that the demographics within the police departments need to match the areas that they're policing. First and foremost, I think that there was a point in time when, like, city of Pittsburgh police officers had to live within the city of Pittsburgh.
Right.
So essentially, I'm saying police our own neighborhoods. You can't bring some redneck in from Kittanning to be a police officer in Homewood and expect him to understand the people in Homewood. You just can't. It's just not. It doesn't make no sense.
I mean, and it's even crazier because, they're using military tactics on innocent civilians, and they're doing things. A lot of things are going under the radar, and you can't complain to the same enemy that's killing your people. It's like we're being killed, and then we're asking the police to investigate the murders that they're doing, and it's not helping our people.
That's like being buried neck deep on the beach, yelling at the waves at high tide, telling it to stop.
Yeah, true story. True story. And that is real crazy. I heard something else that you said in your record. You were talking about culture vultures. Man. How do you feel about that, and what does that really mean to you? Like, a culture vulture. What's that mean in hip hop? What does that mean for our future?
We're seeing it manifesting. And I'm gonna catch a lot of flack for this.
Okay.
But I'm gonna say it.
It's all good. Say it. Truth be told.
How many people have you heard say that Eminem is the greatest rapper of all time? I've heard a lot of people say that, man.
True story. I heard
the greatest rapper of all time.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? Like the dude that raps about raping his own mother and all that, and then they act like he was like the second coming of Jesus Christ when he made the thing about Trump. This is stuff that we've been saying the whole damn time.
True story. For years, ever since hip hop first began, we've been saying this.
So how did that work? I don't know.
Yeah. It is that when we don't control the media and these outlets that we're on, we don't really control the voice. History is left to the victor of who wins the battle. So a lot of times we're sitting here, accepting being, broken down instead of us stepping up and being like, you know what, let's take control. Let's have that the way that we need it to be,
Yeah.
So as far as like, you know, your musical message? What is your overall, what are you trying to do as an artist?
I mean, overall, I want to, I mean, first and foremost, I kind of want to tell my story and, if possible, educate through, you know, my music and just, you know, just share my testimony with, you know, with others.
That's what we need. You know, and that's dope that you understand that information, because we are the teachers. Yeah. You know, when we rock a crowd, people are listening. And if somebody's listening, they're going to be inspired by something that we said.
True.
So that's dope that you understand that. You know, our voice is actually more valuable than the voice of the man in the pulpit. You know, we actually have a spiritual practice that moves through mastering ceremonies and rocking a crowd. And that's something that's, you know, from the old school on. You know, hip hop began as a culture. And it's like we as a people have to understand culture again, the importance of it. We can't just keep adding on to the culture and being like, man, who cares about the origin? What are you talking about?
See, and that's where I'm kind of at, you know, in my learning process right now. You know, we had a pretty deep discussion, you know, the other night, but, you know, right now I'm like, I'm kind of in like a self-discovery stage of my life. And, you know, you had brought up the FCC and you know, talking about the accessibility to information. Right. That, you know, my parents didn't have access. I mean, they could have accessed it, right. But they would have had to jump through all sorts of hoops to be able to get, you know,
what we have access to today.
A copy of, you know, the Valley of the Dry Bones, or From Babylon to Timbuktu, and just to in order to be able to even ingest that sort of information is, you know, we have it at our fingertips. And
true story.
So I'm like,
and we're about to lose it. We're about to lose it.
Yeah, they want to take it away.
They want to take away our freedom to have information, to be informed, because they don't want us to know.
To be informed. That's
deep. Know? It's crazy. But we need to fight to keep that. You know, we need to fight to make sure that we have a voice. You know, all of our freedom shouldn't just get thrown away. You know, and it seems like it's that every day I wake up, it's something new we're losing.
Yeah, and they're doing it all behind closed doors too. And there's always something else to distract us from what that's doing, whether it could be Steve Harvey, it could be Omarosa getting drug out, it could be, you know, it could be whatever, you know, and then you look and you see on your timeline that they just passed something that, you know, that says that, I don't know, that they're adding pedophilia to the LGBTQXYZ.
You know what? I don't want to dig more into that conversation, you know, because a lot of these things that are being imposed upon us, these are not ways we've been raised. These are not foundations of ours and our normal society and the way that we live. But we've accepted it because we know no culture. You know, we've forgotten. We've forgotten all the important aspects of our ancient ancestors, to which if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't even exist. There would be no us ever. There wouldn't be a guy, because if Rakim didn't inspire me, if Jigga didn't inspire me before I was able to be an artist in the game, what would I be trying to do? I wouldn't be inspired to be an MC. So it's like the ones that come before us, we always gotta pay homage.
And that's just like the other topic I was touching on too, man. Like, you know, encouraging the youth to get into some other things.
Let's get in that in a second. I want to actually get into this Kings and Queens record that you got.
Yeah, me and Shay Cobain, you know, put this together.
Who did the production? That's Shay Cobain?
Yeah, that's Shay Cobain, man. That's
Shay Cobain did the production on this beat.
Yeah.
This song is called Kings and Queens. Shout out to the great ones out there producing creative, innovative music that pushes our people forward in any means, you know. Happiness is a wonderful way to move forward, and information is a wonderful way to move forward, being more informed. So, you know, if artists got these things to give to the world, please give us more of that. You know, everything is not a party. Everything is not something meant to just make us feel good in a detrimental way by doing things outside of being naturally who we are in our natural state of being, you know. But let's play this Kings and Queens right here. Get into this joint.
Had a lot of fun making this thing.
God bless the kings, the princesses, the princes and the queens.
we gonna get into some trouble here. I'm about
Yo, God's peace to the lost ones. The devil can't steal our joy, baby, we God's sons. But ain't too many representing. They remember 9/11, but our history forget it. There's no emotion when a black life lost, but they pay homage to a canine dog. I hope you get it. Rich and powerful men are spewing bigotry to get the vote, while brothers from the hood are serving life over a key of coke. Self-hatred got me beefing with my own reflection, and every other man in this world that shares my complexion. And man, my brother's keeper, yeah, I'll keep him from progressing and lead them straight to the trap until the reaper collect them. That's how they keep us in a bad spot, but most of y'all fools can't see it, that it's the man's plot. I'm more Malcolm than Martin, so I'm a target for these peckerwoods and gentrify and push us out of neighborhoods. I got solution to the problems, but first you gotta think outside the box and color outside of the margins. You got that royal blood flowing through your veins, king, so who's the rightful heir to the throne? We're about to change things. Should I apologize for having pride in who I am, or should I have to hold a sign that says that I'm a man? You think you get it, but do you really understand that us assimilating was never part of the plan? Nah, God bless the kings. You see? God bless the kings. God bless the kings. The princesses, the princes and the queens. God bless the kings. God bless the kings. God bless the kings, the princesses, the princes and the queens. I got this blood on my hands from self-inflicted wounds. I'm a victim of the system, left to rot in the tomb. Gas face for the... Let them suck on the fumes and suffocate. Die slow for the sake of a few. Like red sauce on a cross leaking out of a Jew. Colonization of a nation, Pawnee in the Sioux. Seen pale faces eyeing everything out of the blue. Now what's the difference between us and them? Examine the rules. Denizens' rights are suspect, subject for review. Hands up, don't shoot, like we raising a roof. Black Christians castrated, still riding the pew. Destination unknown, mistaken lies for the truth. Eating flesh and drinking blood, that's what predators do. Blind men lead the masses, follow Mr. Magoo. Mumble rappers going platinum for a chop and a screw, while consciousness is frowned upon by the school of the new. You fired up, but you don't want no smoke. Try to charge it to the game, get your pass revoked. Cowards quick to pull the trigger on their pride, they choke. Black man make $1 million, claim his prize a toe. Bleach black skin just to see how high it can go. Truth watch away the lies, grab pies to show. It might hurt, but the truth still mine to know. And if it sets the people free, then they obliged to grow. Yo, yeah. God bless the kings. You see? God bless the kings. God bless the kings. The princesses, the princes and the queens. God bless the kings. God bless the kings. God bless the kings. The princesses, the princes and the queens.
Yeah, yeah. So God bless the kings. Yeah, and that is definitely, and the queens, the gods and goddesses, always. So what really gave you, the day that you sat there to write that song, you just felt like giving glory to the Most High.
Yeah, man, it was like, that was a really fun track to write. You know, sometimes, you know, it's more of a grueling process when, you know, when I'm writing, depending upon what type of, you know, emotions I'm dealing with, what the song is bringing out of me. Okay. You know, and that one was... do
you write to the beat, or do you write it and then find the beat to it?
Both.
Okay.
You know, it really depends on, you know, like a couple of my latest tracks that I wrote them just, you know, just freestyle, just like, you know, sat there and wrote them down and had no beat in mind, and then I went and searched for a beat, you know. But I mean, generally speaking, I probably find my music first, more often than not.
You as an artist, do you promote yourself with your own company attached to your name, or are you looking for a deal, or what is your motive as far as like how you're trying to move forward as an artist,
you know,
being
honestly,
independent?
See, I'm trying to think of the best way to answer that question because, you know, I like to consider myself an independent artist, but I haven't been offered any deals. Okay. You know what I mean? I really don't want to sign my art away and, you know, to where it belongs to someone else.
True story.
So, and I'm really not privy to a lot of the you know, the legal side of making, you know, of distributing my music and you know all that. You know, I'm really at the beginning stages, and pretty late stage in life too. We ain't say how old I am.
There's no such thing as there's no time though. There's no such
I know
thing
that's
as age.
and that's what everybody says.
There's no
you know,
time.
it's just
Be
like there's
great.
no time limit on
Yeah, be great
on
whenever.
talent or
Yeah.
whatever. But you know, I'm noticing, and I know I shouldn't even say but you know, I see that you know, gaining momentum and popularity. You know, for the most part, it's a young man's game. You know what I mean? And those that are a little bit older or established and they put their work in, you know,
I see
10,
that.
15 years ago.
You know, when we're
and
talking
they have
about
their
the
following.
OGs, to add on to what you're saying,
Right.
it's like they've had fans since way back when. And so when they come out with a new album today, the reason why these OGs, I'm not saying that their music's not popular and I love it, you know, because you can make music whenever, you know, but when you look at it, their fan base from back in the day come and help them with their record sales.
Right.
And that's amazing. That's a great thing. That's longevity. And that's why artists need to focus on having long careers. You don't want to be just what's popping today. You want to be yourself.
Yeah.
And you'll always be relevant as long as you have life. You know? And it's like, it's really that simple. You know, Pac told us the key to making great music. It got to come from here. It got to be from your heart. You know, we may think that this is the wave, but you're the wave because you're the only wave that's ever going to be you. So, you know, I really...
And that's why all the music sounds the same today, man. People ain't being themselves.
Yeah, truth.
You
They're
know?
not, man. And it's hard because we're pushed, we're bullied into not being ourselves. We're bullied into saying, hey, you're supposed to sound like this or else we ain't going to give you no support. We don't care about what you're talking about. We don't want to give you no opportunities because you ain't selling the drugs or rapping about this. So they're not going to set those platforms up for you. And a lot of way that our artists get tricked is demographics don't fit our artists.
Right.
You know, it may be a club or a place to perform or an event, but the event doesn't have your fan base. You may be rapping to, you know, young college-going African Americans, and then you have these guys on the other side that are rapping to another group. And then the guy that operates only in that other group invites you to have a performance at their event when they know that they're not going to bring nobody that listens to you. So it never benefits you. You pay $1,000 to perform or whatever to perform for 5 minutes with no guarantee of success after this. And you're doing all the work you can, but the promoters are doing none of the work.
Right.
You know, we get caught out here in Pittsburgh with a lot of promoters not bringing people to the venue. They're not even really promoters. They're trying to get you to do the work.
They want you to promote the event.
Yeah, true story. And that's not the real game. That's not the industry. That's just some small town stuff that they get away with because ain't nobody speaking
So they
up.
can make a couple dollars off the people that do come at the door. They make money out the door.
True.
Charging artists to perform.
Facts.
You
know, but there's better ways to do it. There's better ways to create outlets for our artists and create demographics that are versatile in cities, because that's how music stays popping.
See, that's why I'd be interested in learning more about, you know, because, you know, at this point, I mean, I was able to do a couple things on my own. Like, you know, I got on Pandora. I have my own Pandora station.
Okay. Make sure you check Truth Be Told.
Yes,
out on Pandora.
Truth Be Told Radio, yes.
Truth Be Told Radio on Pandora. Make sure you check that out. Listen to his music. Support, because artists need these royalty checks. It's free for you to listen, but it's great for him, man, to make this money to feed his family and build his business and his brand. You know, it's great when you can have a bigger fan base.
Absolutely.
You know, a broader market of listeners to what you have.
I tried to be, you know, try to create something for everybody. You know what I mean? Like, well, I mean, when I say everybody, I mean just different walks of life that can appreciate. You listen to my album and you'll hear, you know, you might hear like a sample, like some Marvin Gaye sample, and then you might hear something that sounds like Scarface or something that like might remind you of something from that era, you know?
Right. True
and
story.
And that was like my main focus, was trying to display versatility. And I mean, I think I was successful. I'm not sure if you heard my whole project, but I'm gonna make sure.
You've been rapping since. Give me a date. When you first started. When you first picked up that pen and the pad.
Oh man, probably I want to say like 1990.
Okay.
89,
That's good. That was
90,
a good year. That was a good year.
90, yeah.
The 80s and the 90s was great for MCs because it gave us time to really still hear lyricism at the forefront.
Yeah.
After the millennium came, it changed over to more like pop culture, or I mean, pop culture is anything that's popular, and we've been popular.
Right.
But just the way that it changed more into the single for the moment. Everything was being given so fast. We were eating music like fast food.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Yeah. '90s was wild. It was man.
I mean, I enjoyed it, but
Man.
every era has an evolution. And
just music wise,
and
for
we
me,
respect
it was
that.
very, very, very influential. I mean, for me, I listened to a lot of Pac, man.
Yeah, I love Pac.
That was my dude, man.
I love Pac.
I love Pac too, man.
I love Pac not just for the music, but for him having heart to stand up and be real and to speak what we didn't hear coming out of a lot of different individuals' mouths.
Right.
It showed that he had heart. He was a true warrior. There's nothing to be afraid of except for change never coming. And change will never come if we never speak up or stand up to do something to change these ills that we have.
And it's wild because a lot of the ones that came up like under his coattails are the ones that are promoting this weird stuff, man.
Yeah, true story. And it's a lot of things that have changed, man, because it's becoming more controlled by corporations, hip hop.
Yeah.
The corporate aspect, it gave us a means to make money to feed ourselves as hip-hop artists, but it took away from the ability to really control the culture. We don't really direct it as much as we think we do, because the labels put money into what they want to be popular. So if there's $100 million into everybody wearing tights, then that's what's going to happen. Music videos are going to come out every month about guys wearing tights. Everybody's going to be doing an effeminate dance wearing some tights. And they're going to sell it to you until you believe that's the way to be.
The real culture vultures.
So it takes away from our culture, and they're dictating some, a white guy in a suit who sits in an office that never comes down to these clubs in urban communities. He's going to tell you what's hot on the radio.
Right.
So, we can't let that happen, man. We got to keep creating art that's worth listening to, because we aid by helping them, by losing our respect for what we create.
And that's what I find is hardest too, is getting, I know that there's a whole bunch of people that want to hear conscious music and want to hear music with a message. Right. But, the competition, I can't lie, the production on a lot of this, trap music and I listen to the beats. I listen to a lot of the newer artists. If my kids is like listening to it, I'm like, oh, that's flat. Then I listen to what they saying, and I'm like, I almost want to do it better. So like I had just came up, me and Young and Voorhees.
Yeah, shout out to Young and Voorhees, another dope MC from Pittsburgh, PA.
We were talking about a conscious trap project.
That's tight. All it is what we choose to speak about. Right. The beats, we can always use the beats. That's hip hop, the raw beat format. That's not promoting nothing negative.
Right,
But
exactly.
what we put on the beat is what changes it.
Because like, one of my, I have on my circle that whenever I start creating something and I'm like, oh, this is good. I gotta let somebody hear it. So I have my little circle. I let, hear pre-releases. And one of them is my son-in-law. And I let him hear it, and I'm like, he's in his early 20s. He's like, yeah, I like that. And that lets me know that there still are like, the younger generation that definitely want to absorb.
The only people going platinum in the industry are artists that kick real music from their heart. Yeah. Look at the artists who went platinum this year. Look at J. Cole. Look at these other artists that are out here. What the limelight is selling you is the myth. You still following the dream. These guys are barely reaching 600, 500,000 sales that are talking about this other stuff. But the cats with the real message, remember there's 8 billion people on the planet, soon to be 9. There's a lot of listeners. And a lot of the people that really want to hear that real good music, you don't see them on TV being promoted, because they always got to sell the black man as the delinquent, dysfunctional, he doesn't know what to do but turn up, party, and get high. And that's the wrong message, but that's what we get sold. So look outside of that and you will find dope artists like Truth Be Told, like Young and Voorhees, like myself, Lhagic. You could find a lot of dope MCs just by searching the radar.
Yeah.
for them. But I want to get into this this video of yours because I want to
Okay.
see a visual. This
All
song
right.
is called "We Know Better."
Yes. Yeah.
So
yeah. We know
this
better.
will
This is my
basically
very- my
we
very
know
first
better. So
book.
we're gonna tie everything into the
Yeah. We gonna tie everything in together.
So who shot the video?
It was Corey Pikovich, and
Is he out of Pittsburgh?
yeah, he's out of Pittsburgh. He actually was he films for a designer. He does designers videos now.
Okay.
Yeah, so he knew.
Shout out,
he knew that.
shout out to Corey Pikovich.
Yeah.
Hope I'm saying it right.
Yeah,
Shout out,
Corey.
brother, coming out of Pittsburgh. We got a lot of great talent coming out of our city. You know, let's let the world know who we are. Pittsburgh, PA. Yes, we're pretty far from Philly, but we got love for them too.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
yeah. You know, shout out to my homies out Philly as well. Okay. Let's get shout out to Ace Game Lunatic in the building, baby. You know what it is, brother. I love it when you come through, you know, being on our channel, being interactive. You know, a shout out to all the fans out there that are liking, subscribing to our channel, sharing our videos. Much love to y'all. Please share these videos because we want the world to see what we got and who we're trying to put out there on that platform to let them launch into, you know, Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. It's going all out. You know, that's how we do. But let's spark this video.
I got a message from the people if they listening. I'm telling them what's on my mind. Did you know? Don't nobody wanna hear nothing positive. Nobody wants to be inspired. There's so many lost children, but not one search party. Just a collection of toe tags and bag bodies. The value of a human life has declined. No bullshitting. It was written. It's the sound of the times. You can shout and that's fine. Stay focused on your ground. But these thugs, they more like slugs. They have no spine. So worry about who's snitching, not caring who's killing us. Conspiring by omission. The population is villainous. This generation is the future. So they think half of the women with women, half of the brothers in the clink. Goons on the rise, fools despise when brothers think. Inhaling the smell of death like the shit don't stink. So many thoughts inside my head, I feel confused. I must have grown sensitive over the years because the news takes a toll on me spiritually. I beg the Lord for a blanket of protection for my friends and my family. Cause all of this insanity, tragedy after tragedy, I'm overcome with hopelessness, but here's the harsh reality. I know that this is how it is, but this ain't how it gotta be. That's why I spit this real talk shit. I know they mad at me, but everything ain't for everybody, so I'm told. So when it comes to speaking the truth, I break the mold. Fuck the government, the Pope, the institution, the machine, the drug dealer with the dope. They ain't on my team, you know what I mean? I got a message for the people if they listening. I'm telling them what's on my mind. And you know, don't nobody wanna hear nothing positive. Nobody wants to be inspired. But we know deep down inside we sick of living how we living, sick of seeing all these young folks die. And they know the only way that we can change how we live is to turn around and do what's right. There's a war in our community. The police are hunting brothers for sport, and the courts give them immunity. But this ain't nothing new to me. Matter of fact, I assume pigs are dirty, and that's just speaking truthfully. Power been corrupted men since way before the pyramids. Here it is, 2014, and we're still oblivious. I'm being serious, coming as a father and a lyricist. I got pride in my culture, but I'm far from a militant. A man, not a nigga. You'll get it when you're bigger, kid. And if you don't, you'll grow to take pride in your ignorance. Take it for what it is, the connotations and the sentiments. I meant it when I said it. You should take it like it's medicine. Apply it towards the betterment. What is that he said again? I'm dreaming about a future with better women and better men. To turn the other way from the direction that we're headed in. To build a community instead of being a detriment. So more little soldiers could live to be veterans. Instead of emulating all this shit that we're better than. I'm coming from the underground, founded the settlement. To take responsibility and pride in our heritage. We shall overcome this mentality of terrorists. Won't take it from the preachers, we'll take it from the heritage. To change the environment, first we gotta change the elements. Invest in our intelligence, stop hindering our development. I got a message for the people if they listening. I'm telling them what's on my mind. And you know, don't nobody wanna hear nothing positive. Nobody wants to be inspired. And we know deep down inside we sick of living how we living, sick of seeing all these young folks die. And they know the only way that we can change how we live is to turn around and do what's right. And I know. And you know. And we know.
Yeah. So that was dope, man. I love that
Thank you.
visual. He did a
Thank
great
you.
job.
Thank you.
Yeah, I can see why they picking him up to do those major moves outside of the
Yeah,
industry.
man. I mean,
That's what's
that
up.
was really, it was. I forgot to mention Tom Larkin.
Okay.
He played a big role in that. He did the editing for that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he played a big role in that. He did the editing, and shout out to Isaac Helava. Damn man, I'm drawing a blank. But we were down here at his compound. That's where we filmed it at over there in McKees Rocks. I'll probably remember the name as soon as I leave here.
Okay.
But
Okay.
but yeah,
Shout out to he's trying to remember everybody's name. Don't fold him for that, but he's showing love. Love is
Try
love,
to
man.
show
For
love.
real, for real.
But yeah. So that was Tom Larkin and Corey Pikovich and Isaac and Sam Harris as well. They all got together, helped me put that together, man.
Oh, that's what's up, man. I like that, man. That was really truthful. You had a lot of things that are actually going on in our communities that, it's good to hear a young artist such as yourself put out there.
Yeah.
And there's no age on what we create because music is music. And we have to keep black music alive, whether it be jazz, hip hop, rock and roll,
Right.
all the different genres of music that we've brought to the forefront.
Right. So encourage your kids to follow into them things if they want to play an instrument.
Please do that. Please support the art programs.
If they want to play soccer, encourage them. Don't clown us. Pele was the greatest soccer player ever.
True story. True story. We need that. Encourage your children to be great. Don't take away their dreams, for the dreams of a corporation. So, I want to give a shout out to Dapper Owl 12. Shout out, brother. We see you, even though we don't really see you, but you see us.
Right.
It's all love, brother. Come back again. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, man. Black Gamers Matter. I want to hear your questions as well. So if you're in the chat, ask us what you want to ask. You can ask the artist questions as well. Anything you want to know, ask us. Feel free. So as far as your... Oh, shout out to Lady. Lady, I see you. Lady. Lady.
I think that's my friend Lady.
Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's good. See, you got the people coming out showing you love, man.
Yeah, man.
And that's what we need, man. We love that,
so
man.
they always, they always show out, man.
Man.
I'm extremely grateful for the people that, that appreciate my art.
Truth.
Absolutely.
And as an artist, what would you say, what type of information would you want to give out there as, some motivation? What motivation do you have for our people?
You mean
for your listeners?
Other artists or for just the listeners?
For whoever. For other artists and just for people who are listening.
In general, just be encouraged. A lot of people don't know, my whole story. Of course, I haven't had an opportunity to tell everybody that the things that I've been through, but trust and believe I'm an overcomer.
And we could have you back on the show. And we can even get deeper and have more conversation.
I would be willing to come back.
Yeah.
That would definitely be something.
She is woman. She is woman. What? What's going on?
It's a woman.
See, the cue cards in the background got it messed up a little bit. But yes, shout out to Dapper Owl. She is a woman. She is a woman. We did kind of get it mixed up. Oh, thank you very much. Beautiful black woman. Shout out. Representing the building.
Got it. Yeah.
Yeah, truth, man.
But yeah, man, I definitely have to come back, man, because it's definitely a multi-layered thing. One of the things I was working on, I was going to a meeting where it was a bunch of church groups and it was actually all men, and they were coming together out in the Allegheny Valley area called Kingdom Men. And we were getting together. We were trying to form almost like a job fair, but we wanted to visit the high schools, and we wanted to get the trades involved. Okay, and things sort of fell through because I'm no longer with my local anymore. I'm no longer a Boilermaker.
Okay,
but they're still working on that, and what we're trying to create is we want, instead of kids coming straight out of high school and creating debt, you know, these colleges are coming in and recruiting them.
Right.
You know, if you learn a trade and you get right to work out of high school, guess what you're doing? You're making money.
True story.
You're getting right out of there. You can start, you know, you're not only are you building up your resume, you're learning a trade that you're going to have for the rest of your life. And you're not creating nearly, you know, however, I mean, who knows how much debt you can create. If you want to be a doctor, how much debt does that, you know, create? Not saying that I'm not encouraging kids to go to college and to further their education.
That's really dope that you're talking about learning something that you can always utilize for your family or even at the job. Right. You know, having a trade is very important. Knowing how to do other things in this world so that you can have a bigger part in this world.
Absolutely.
Is important.
I mean, you look around and, you know, when I think, and maybe it's just because of where I grew up at, but when I think of carpenters, they were all Italian carpenters. It was all Italian plumbers. There was, you know what I mean?
Right. True story.
And so I'm trying to go and create something that's going to teach these youth coming up how to work with their hands, how to build things. You know, that's how we build. I mean, we're talking about building a community
and we
as
need
well.
That.
So physically building a community is very important. So.
True story. And that's what's needed. We need more brothers that want to build the community up, not tear the community down. You know, and it's very simple. It's very simple. Life is not that hard. Life is hard, but we can overcome it. And by overcoming it, it shows our resilience, you know, and our self-determination to be the best that we can be. You know, to be great, you got to be bad as, you know, you got to be whack at a thing for a long period of time, or no long enough for you to learn how to be good and become great.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you got to stick with a thing.
Practice.
You're not going to be good at everything you try right away.
Right.
But you'll never be great if you give up.
If you don't try at all.
True story. True story. You know, that's what's up, man. You know, waiting on GTA has this situation where you're trying to wait to get into the game, and it can take 100 years. You could be waiting for a whole half an hour to get into the game.
When I'm at home, I'm going to make a cup of coffee. You know, and I come back and we still waiting on people, you know.
Yeah, true story, man. People, they just be shook. Everybody's not about that life. Oh, we see Magic Ace Ball in the building.
Yeah. That was the homie from last night.
Shout out to Magic Ace Ball, man. If he's out there watching, man, much love, man. Thanks for coming through, you know, on the show or on the PSN. You know, either way, it's love, man. And you can join us on PSN at any time. Look us up. AsafoDigital, Shuakanat 9, you know, any of those names.
Truth be told, PGH.
Truth be told, PGH, PSN, look us up. You know, real gamers don't own Xbox. I just had to say it one time for you. So you know. Nope. Real gamers don't own Xbox. I'm sorry.
So don't.
That's what's up. Man. So you know what I want to do before we go? You know, I want to get you to drop some of your shout outs. Let people know exactly where they can get your music and all of that.
Oh, I almost forgot, man. We're dropping a clothing line, man. Me and my homie from way back, Raphael Sells. We got Truth Wear. We got Ramon Pittsburgh. We got Bird Girl and Bird Boy coming out. Those are all going to be dropping at the end of January.
Okay.
Shout out to, of course, my children, my beautiful children. Y'all, you know, y'all are the most important people in the world to me. Jaden, Jasmine, and last but not least, Malaysia, and my beautiful granddaughter, Kendall. You know, just everybody that's been, you know, that's had my back from the very beginning.
Okay. I mean, and not to cut you short, my brother,
okay,
but one of our fans out there got a question for you.
Oh,
and they want to know your opinion on net neutrality. How you feel about what the FCC got popping just recently, as far as like how our internet is about to be?
Well, I mean, to be completely honest with you, I wish I was more, you know, up to date on everything that net neutrality had to deal with. But from what I understand, it's limiting access. And also opening the door for corporations to charge us for things that are free right now.
True.
So I mean, it sounds like just the classic 52 fake out that we knew that this administration was gonna do.
True story.
When they were, you know, we knew that, you know, these people are about the bottom line. They're not worried about, you know, people. They're not worried about poor people. They're not worried about people of color. They're not worried about any other you know, demographic except for themselves and the almighty dollar. You know, that's what they're about.
Capitalism is killing us.
So
it's killing our freedoms.
I mean, it's scary because, like, you know, I want access to information and freedom of speech. I mean, especially like on social media and whatnot. I'm gonna tell you right now, they start charging for Twitter, I won't be tweeting.
Man, that's taking away. That's stopping our black businesses from growing.
Absolutely.
People who are starting businesses on their own, young internet, you know, content creators.
I mean, there's enough advertisements that they're already plugging in on here, you know, on social media. They're making their money.
They just want to they want to prohibit. And they want to put blockers on the gathering of information. Right. They want to stop you from being able to grow.
And that means if we want to get, you know, say there's something going on in Palestine and we want to know exactly what's going on from Palestinians.
Right.
These people are going to say, no, y'all can't talk to Palestine.
You know, stop it. It won't
and that, you know, in any other place throughout the world that we want to know about, from them, they can limit that, and that.
True story.
You know, it just, I don't know, man. Well, I don't like it. I tell you that much. I don't like it.
Well, what I do like, my brother, we about to get into the non-GMO hip-hop style.
Man,
so this brother right here, I want to see what he got as far as kicking a dope freestyle to a classic hip-hop beat. We're going to throw in that hypnotized Biggie Smalls and see how he rock out. Come on, man. I need that raw, man. I need at least 16 bars. I know you got it, young lion. Let's get it.
All right. Yo. This ain't the ghetto sound check, but you can bet it's the equivalent. Authentic bird music for tourists and all residents. The essence of the black and gold nations in my veins, and I can say that. Cause man, I'm Pittsburgh born and raised. And it don't matter where you reside, north side to east side. You could be from the south or from the hill. On the weed side, this Gotham City music's got its own type of groove. And its primary purpose is making the crowd move, yeah. And we don't want no motherfucking problems, but bet your bottom dollar you bring them, then we gon' solve them. Put me on the track like this and you better charge them. Proceed with arson. Proceed with caution, cause truth be told is committing arson, and I ain't gonna, oh man, fuck. Hey
yo son, that shit hot, B. That's what's
up.
Like, hey, I'm loving it, man. That's an A. A on the paper right there. That's an A.
All right, man. You
A grade.
So.
I like that, brother. You know, that's what's up. But, you know, it's time for us to skedaddle. You know, thank you for coming to AsafoDigital Presents Rap Gators, joining us today. I hope you liked our show, liked the content. Please make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. You know, shout out to Sorgatron Media. You know, we out here right now representing. We doing it big. You know, Pittsburgh, stand up. We love y'all. You know, stand strong, keep your mind elevating, read, and make sure we make a difference in this world by being ourselves. All right, y'all. Peace.
Peace.